Good evening. This is Cindy King, and I'm going to do a video today talking about how to control your attitude in 3 steps. Now, one of the things that I have learned is that either you control your attitude or it can control you. That's actually a line from a poem. The poem was written by somebody with the name of Sissy. Now, I really had the opportunity to put this line and this phrase to test this past week. On Friday, I had a list of things that I needed to get done. And they needed to be done within a certain time frame because I was working and I had some appointments for training that I felt like I just had to keep. And for anybody that knows me, I do my best to, once I set the appointment, then I'll do my best to keep that appointment. And in this case, I had an appointment where there were several things that I needed to get done before that appointment occurred. Now, of course, I had everything scheduled. I knew what I was going to do, how long it was going to take me to do each errand. And it would give me enough time to get what I needed, get these things done, and then get back to work. Now, of course, in my infinite wisdom, I didn't schedule any time for anything to go wrong or anything to interrupt that schedule. But of course, as so often happens, life tends to send us interruptions. And what happened, things didn't actually go the way I'd planned. Now, one of the things I was doing was going to pick up a rental car. And once I got there, I didn't have the right form that I needed for them to show, so I had to go get a different form, which meant I would have to leave and come back. That's my first interruption. And while I was in the middle of talking to her, looking at my phone to see what time it was, the phone rang and she had to take that call, which took a little bit longer. And then at this time I started feeling that sense of urgency. And with my mind going, they're just taking too long. I don't have the time for this. They need to hurry up and get off this phone. They need to hurry up. Yep, the attitude started to take control. So I hopped in the car and went to get the proper form. And just as I hopped in the car, I get a phone call. The phone rings, and I have to go take care of something at the high school for my granddaughter as soon as possible. Couldn't wait. She was actually getting ready to leave for a football game, so I had to make sure I got there. By this time, that's about my third interruption, and nothing was getting done. And by this time, it's 10 minutes before I'm supposed to be back at work to start training. As you can well imagine, the attitude now was really taking control. The stress level started to rise. I had things to do, and the time was getting short. I had an appointment that I just had to make, or so I thought. But rather than letting my not too happy attitude take over, I decided I was going to take control. I was going to take over. And so I took control of the situation. I made some calls. I was able to reschedule my appointment with no problem. I was able to take care of the emergency. And then I was able to complete the other tasks, get the car, and get back to work. And since I had rescheduled the appointment, now I'm back at work, relaxed, getting ready for my next training. In this example, I learned that I controlled my attitude rather than to let the attitude control me. So let me give you the 3 steps that you can use to do the same thing. Number 1, accept the fact that your plans might change. Number 2, accept the fact that it's okay if those plans do change. And then take control by taking action and making alternate plans. If I hadn't done these things, none of them would have been completed. So these are some steps that you can take to make sure that you control your attitude and don't let it control you. Now, if you would like to know how I share my thoughts and opinions and some of my life experiences on a day-to-day basis, go ahead and click on the link below the video. Watch the video at my blog. Then say, "Yes, Cindy, I'm in."